Good morning, student. Now, today we'll study the topic water of crystallization. What is the meaning of water of crystallization? That means a fixed number of the water molecules is present in the salt. That is called as the water of the crystallization. So, it says that the water molecule which form the part of the structure of the crystal are called water of crystallization. When the salt contains water, it is called as hydrated salt. For that purpose, if when it is heated strongly, it loses its water and it becomes unhydrated. So what are the examples are there? Copper sulfate, which is blue in the color. Okay, it contains how many water molecules? 5. So it is written as copper sulfate pentahydrate. When it is heated, it loses its water molecules, so it becomes anhydrate. And what is the color? Or it becomes gray white in the color when it loses a water molecule. But when water is added to this anhydrate copper sulfate, or it exposes to moisture present in the air, it turns blue again. Other examples are also there, just as you can see page number 69. It is a ferrous sulfate which contains 7 water molecules. Then afterwards it is a washing soda, so which contains 10 water molecules. So washing soda, so that is sodium carbonate, it contains 10 water molecules. So that is about the water of crystallization. Next is electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity means it conducts electric current. So which are the substance which conduct electric current? Acids, base and the salts. Why? Because these are the ionic compound. Whereas if you take the sugar, urea, it will not conduct electric current because they are not the ionic compound. Moreover, this ionic compound will conduct electric current only in the molten state. So that means if it is dissolved in the water, in the solid state it will not conduct, because the ion, due to the rigid structure as well as the electrostatic force of attraction, it is there, which does not allow the ion to move freely. So just read, electricity is conducted by the solution through the movement of charged particles. So in the solution, if you consider ionic compounds, which charged particle is there? Positive and the negative. So that is cations and the anions. A solution of ionic compound in water contains ions which move to the opposite electrode when electricity is passed. So this ion acts as a carrier of the electric current. Ionic compounds conduct electricity in the molten state. Molten state, so that means in the dissolved state, and do not conduct electricity in the solid state. You can take this example. Now, which solution it is taken? It is NaCl, that is a salt. So it dissociates into Na plus and the Cl minus. So Na plus, so that is a cations, and where it will move? It will move to the cathode. And where is the Cl minus? Cl minus, it is a anion, it will move to the anode. So anion anode, so that is AA. Cations cathode. Cation is positive, it will get attracted towards the negative electrode, so that is cathode. Then anion is negative, so it will get attracted towards the positive electrode, so which is anode. So like this it is. Now it is said that in solid state movement of ion is not possible due to the rigid structure of ionic compound, but in molten state the electrostatic force of attractions are overcome by the heat and ions move freely and conduct electricity. Molten, you can also say if it is heated, so that is a fused state. Now we'll come to the next. So sodium chloride solution contains sodium and the chloride ions. Positive sodium ions move towards the negative electrode. So that's what I said. And negative chloride ion move towards the positive electrode, which is a positive electrode anode. If you find it difficult to remember, just remember this word. Don't panic. So P, it is what? Positive. So A, it is what? Anode. So positive is anode. Then negative. Negative is cathode. Remember this word panic, so you will able to remember which is positive electrode and which is negative electrode. So here it is said sodium chloride in molten state conduct electricity due to presence of freely moving ions and do not conduct electricity in the solid state. So that's what I said. Now next it is the electrolysis of the copper sulfate. Here the electrode, it is use the copper as an electrode. So how it is taken place? Now which solution it is taken? So that is a copper sulfate. Now sulfate being the negative, it is a anion, so it will attracted towards the anode. And then copper, it is a cation, it will attracted towards the cathode. How the electrons will move? Electrons will move from the negative to the positive. So first it dissociates, then what happens? This Cu2 plus, it will accept the electrons and get deposited on the cathode as Cu. So here it is. Okay, Cu2 plus will accept the electrons, get deposited as the copper on the cathode. Now what happens? This Cu42 minus, it release the electrons. It release the electrons to become what? So it gives up its two electrons to give to become what? Two, that is SO4 2 minus radical. So this is what? This is a copper anode, and this copper anode will accept the electrons and get converted into the copper atoms. So this copper atom Cu2 plus and then SO4 2 minus once again combine to form the copper sulfate. So what is said? In other words, it exchanges two electrons with the copper atom, which who exchanges? So that is a sulfate radical. This form once again dissolves into Cu2 plus. So this gets converted into Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus to continue with the reaction. So once again it combines and forms a copper sulfate. So the color of the copper sulfate will remain as it is because no new substance is formed. It is said that as a consequence, copper is deposited in the cathode, so here at the same rate as it is removed from the anode. Okay, and no new substance is produced in this reaction. So here it is given how it takes place at the anode. So that is Cu2 plus. So this is anode. Cu it is there, so that is a copper anode. So it will accept the electrons get converted into Cu2 plus. Okay, and this Cu2 plus will give the electrons and get discharged on the cathode as a copper. So like this the electrolysis of copper sulfate takes place. Now next it is an electrolysis of the water. Now water, as you consider, it will not conduct electric current because the dissociation of water is very small, H plus ion and OH minus ion. But if you dissolve a small amount of the salt or a small amount of an acid or the base, then that is called as an acidulated water, then it will conduct electric current. Now from this you will see that the H2, that is a hydrogen gas, where it is being produced, so that is being produced at the cathode, which is a negative electrode, is much more than the oxygen gas which is being produced at the anode. So like this the reaction it is, you can see that at the anode, so that is H2O dissociate into oxygen, so that is oxygen gas is produced, and at the cathode which gas is it produced? So that is hydrogen. So like this it is a reaction, it is oxygen gas, O2 it is produced now, so it will release the electrons, and this water accepts the electrons and get converted into hydrogen gas. So student, with this I have finished with the lesson. Whatever the question answers are remaining, so that I will give you, you copy down the question answers and complete in your notebook.